tribute albums had a bit of a resurgence in the 1990s with albums like Stone Free, a tribute to Jimi Hendrix, and A Nativity in Black, a tribute to Black Sabbath. On this week's Loudini Rock and Roll Circus podcast, we will break down one of the most successful and loved albums from this tribute craze. The album is Encomium, a tribute to Led Zeppelin. It's packed full of great versions of 12 Zeppelin classics, very tastefully reimagined by some of the biggest artists from that era. Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Moms and dads, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We are back once again for a fun-filled time talking about music and God knows what. I mean, like...
everything.
Yeah, you know. We had, you know, we've been kind of all over. We were talking about crack and all kinds of stuff.
Herpes.
Herpes cracks. Well, if you get herpes on your crack, then you're bad. Anyways, welcome back to Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. We will not be talking about getting herpes on your crack. We will, however, be discussing encomium. I know I'm going to say encomium.
I'm going to say it.
But encomium. And we will be discussing, we're going to talk about that and just kind of break it down a little bit, talk about some of the bands and kind of the atmosphere and stuff that was going on at the time, dude. So we do this second podcast of every month. And we've done some really cool ones. And, you know, this is probably one that's not so cool, by the way. So you might just want to, you know.
Just listen,
you know. I mean, you can, like, continue to do the laundry.
Learn something.
Yeah, but you can kind of just put this on in the background. Anyways, so we're going to be checking that out. A couple of cool things going on. That is, of course, first of all, Wolf's Custom. That is the coolest thing going on. Wolf's Customs, wolfscustoms.online. This is where you go to get custom paint jobs and artwork done on your musical instrument. They do amazing work. Check them out. Tell them Loudini sent you. RockRageRadio.com. Download the app. It is free, Lily. It is free, Lily. Yes, it is a free app. It plays great music programming 24/7. You'll love it. Check it out. They're all about the rock and roll there, of course. And I would be remiss if I did not tell you to go to LouLombardiMusic.com. And did I say that? Yes, LouLombardiMusic.com.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure I wasn't repeating myself. But, yeah, LouLombardiMusic.com for the third time. You want to go there. You can become part of our Inner Circle group. There's a lot of fun exchanges that happen throughout the week there as well. And you get to check this out live and hang out with us and we take questions and stuff at the end. So it's a cool idea. It's a cool thing. Get on our mailing list. Find out cool stuff, and also you get some free, exclusive, downloadable rock and roll that you're not going to get anyplace else, just for Loudini fans only. So check that out, LouLombardiMusic.com or LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. And, I feel like I'm running out of air. Open a window. No, not that one. The one in the bathroom. You know, I'm sitting here. I gotta tell you guys, I'm like so self-conscious about clearing my throat. Like I fucking hate doing that, you know. And I was watching a Joe Rogan this week, and he clearing his throat. He's like, "Oh my God," he says, "I'm sick of you guys leaving comments about me clearing my fucking throat." No, we're talking. You're gonna have to clear your throat. You can do all kind of stuff.
Just deal with it.
Yeah, so just deal with it. I try not to go right into the microphone with it. Maybe from now on, that should be my trademark, just like
my belching?
Super loud.
That's great.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to clear the old pipes here. They get full of, junk and stuff.
Phlegm.
So we have Lily V6 in the house.
What's up? I have not gone to any shows this past weekend, so I was very boring. My next big show is probably the stadium tour with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett. So there will be all. I know. Trust me, I know.
That's terrible, Lily. Shame on thee.
It's okay.
Just awful. Awful.
I am going to see Backstreet Boys next week. Not
It's
Backstreet,
a
not Backstreet Boys.
goddamn-
New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Back Street.
Yes, New Kids on the Block next week.
I heard there was a new kid on your block.
There might be. We're not going to discuss that right now
Why wouldn't we discuss that?
because we're just not going to do that
We don't discuss our personal love lives on the show.
until I'm ready.
And, of course, Pittsburgh Kevin. Pittsburgh Kevin. Pittsburgh Kevin, where are you? Pittsburgh Kevin. Calling Pittsburgh Kevin. Pittsburgh Kevin, where are you? No Pittsburgh Kevin tonight. Pittsburgh Kevin is home recovering from rabies herpes.
What is that?
So, when herpes run rabid, when you get bit by a rabid dog with herpes.
Oh. I didn't know we had those around here.
So, yeah, I mean, the streets are full of them these days. You got to watch out. You heard it first. Don't let them fool you guys, you know. They're turning frogs gay, and they got dogs with rabies herpes.
Is it like the killer hornets or whatever it is?
No, but no, he's out sick, cold off sick,
Ah,
and he's got to be pretty sick for this because I know he really enjoys this. So
there's no sick in rock and roll.
oh yeah, that's right, man. The show must go on. What the fuck, right, Lily?
Exactly.
Anyways, so that he's doing that, and you didn't go to any shows.
I did not go to any
Yeah,
shows.
no.
Whoa, shit. That was a big one.
Spider.
Yes, I almost pissed myself on your
I
show.
freaking hate spiders. I fucking hate spiders. Now, Lily, I apologize, but I'm going to talk about something insanely nerdy.
Okay.
I hate fucking spiders. I fucking hate them.
I hate them too.
I can't stand them. And I watched don't just please hold it, please. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, and there's the scene in the third one with the fucking giant spider, and man, it just
I know. I've seen it.
Ah,
I've seen it. I can't handle it.
It's just. Ugh.
What is it with those trilogies having some giant, disgusting spider-like thing? I believe it's also in Harry Potter, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Or those movies that have.
Yeah, and the Hobbit told the part of the book in the Hobbit where they go into the forest and they get attacked by the spiders is a kind of much more condensed. The movie really dragged it out. But,
yeah, gross.
But it still gives you the old whilish.
Kevin wants to know if his illness amuses us. Is he a clown?
What am I here to amuse you? That's my answer to that, Mr. Pittsburgh. Mr. Pittsburgh, everybody, yes, is not here. So, yeah, so that kind of shit give me the fucking willies.
Yes, I had to kill it. I'm sorry.
That's just good. Anyways, I was telling Lily that I watched one of the grossest movies.
I can't wait.
It's actually a pretty good movie, but it's really gross and very bizarre. It's called House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
And it's fucking bizarre as fuck.
I haven't seen it in forever.
And gory as fuck. And it's just like, what? What the fuck?
See,
what the fuck am I watching?
That doesn't gross me out so much. It's the movie Waiting that grosses me out. Did you ever see that movie? Where they spit the people's food.
Yeah, Dane Cook, right?
Yeah.
Ironic, he plays a cook.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's if you haven't seen it, why you should check it out. But you got to be like okay with some sick ass
gross
violence.
Stuff.
Yeah. Did you see Black Phone yet?
No, I know it's on my list. It's on my list. I have to see it.
Man.
I know. You told me last week, and then I saw a preview or the trailer, and I saw pictures.
This
and I'm
isn't really a spoiler, but I'm just going to say that
okay.
Then I heard some critics comment on, like younger critics comment on, like, wow, it really shows how violent the 70s were. And Sharon and I were in the movie theater, and at one point we busted out laughing because we were like, this is the most violent town ever. It's not even like, and people saw younger people that did not grow up in the 70s went to this movie and thought, wow, the 70s were so violent. How did anybody survive it? Like that was the, so we were kind of laughing about that. But yeah,
Did you get kicked out of the theater?
No, we didn't get kicked out of the theater. But that's one thing about that movie. You're like, okay, wow, another, terrible, violent, horrible thing with a whole group of people. That's great.
There's a lot of violent movies coming out. I haven't seen anything new.
When are they going to put out Devil in the White City?
I don't know. I'm so anticipating that.
So. Anyways, we are here to talk about Encomium. I keep saying it right. I know if I practice my words, they said I would learn them and I could talk good.
Give it time. It's a whole hour.
yeah. Well, might be over in 10 minutes. But so you want to go ahead and start us off?
Sure. So Encomium, tribute to Led Zeppelin, released March 14th, 1995. So what was I like? I don't even know. Who cares? 14, 13. It's a tribute album, like you said, collection of 12 songs by various artists dedicated to Led Zeppelin, released by Atlantic Records. Many of the appearing artists were signed to Atlantic or an affiliate at the time of the release. Is it Mana track? Because I don't want to say Mana. M-A-N-A? Or Mana. Mana track. Fool in the Rain did not appear on the first... Mana. Now that you said it, that's where my brain's going. It did not appear on the first release of the album and was added in later editions, and it's a Spanish version of Fool in the Rain. And it's very fun. There's also a laser disc. Oh my god! I knew I was gonna do it. Laser disc. I knew I was gonna do it. Laser disc version of the release.
Hey there, laser disc.
I'm sorry, I got dick on the brain. Containing all 13 tracks and interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. The tagline for the laser disc is "The song remains, the singer's not the same." Exactly. I love all the songs on the album. I think they're all done well. There's only one I'm not super excited about. I'll talk about it when we talk about the tracks.
Super.
Still good.
It's not super enough for her.
It's just not my bag.
It's not super. I want every song to be super.
They should all be super. Hello.
Super.
I hate you.
Super salad. Did you ever go to a restaurant like a Denny's like at 4:00 in the morning after a gig, and you swear that the waitress asks you, "Do you want super salad?"
No, I've never had that.
A super salad. Wow.
Wait, what is a super salad?
Yeah, what is a super salad?
She's just looking at you like, I can't deal with you at 2:30 in the morning right now. Please stop.
Yeah.
No, I've never had that experience.
Yeah.
But that's my condensed version.
Condensed version? Condensed. He's a condensed version. Thank you very much.
Sick.
Okay, so have you ever heard of this band, Led Zeppelin? Do you know anything about them? You're assuming that people who are listening to this podcast...
I'm assuming if you don't know who Led Zeppelin are, you're stupid. But
okay, well, you know what? That's true.
If you want to go ahead and...
So we're going to go ahead. We're not going to talk about the history of Led Zeppelin and the breakup and everything, but massive, hard rock band that influenced tons of bands. Really interesting that these 90s artists... were, felt that they, owed a lot to Led Zeppelin. You would think, well, they would owe more to stuff from the 80s.
You would think. But I feel like everybody
so
has.
It's just like 20 year, not 10 year. It's like 20 year. It's a really interesting thing that happens.
I feel like Led Zeppelin is is like everybody's influence somehow, somewhere. Kind of like the Beatles.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man, I have a whole thing about that with the Beatles. I want to do a podcast on that. A whole thing on that.
A whole thing.
But so in 94, when did we?
95.
1995. There was like a thing where these tribute things were coming up, and I the first tribute album that I remember was. It was called 2 Rooms, a tribute to Elton John and Bernie Taupin.
Okay, I don't know that one.
It's you heard it?
No, I don't know that one.
It's really good, really really good. It's got like it's got people like Tina Turner on it, and the Who, and people like that. It's like
That's
it's
fun.
not like artists you would associate with the 90s per se.
Right.
And it's very cool. Bon Jovi is on it. It's very cool.
The one I'm familiar with is the Black Sabbath one. I have that one at home.
Right. But this is the first one that I
Yeah.
kind of like. I remember it was big. I was working
Yeah.
at National Record Mart when it came out.
I love that.
And so like, and it was a kind of like a buzz about that. You remember when there was a buzz when an album was coming out?
Yes.
Everybody talking about. Remember that?
Yes. It was wonderful.
I want that to come back. That was a better buzz than any kind of drugs you can take. Trust me. Yeah, that was the first one that I remember, and that was probably a real early 90s.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'll have to look at that one. I'm not familiar.
yeah.
I have tons of tribute albums. I don't. When I was younger, I was super against them because I'm like, they shouldn't be doing covers of these awesome songs and that blah blah blah. So it took me a while to actually warm up to the idea of a tribute album. But after I listened to one, I'm like, oh, I like them all. I like to hear the different versions. I like to hear their rendition of these songs.
Also, something interesting. This is not the only Led Zeppelin tribute album out there.
No surprise there.
Okay. There is an album that came out in 2007 called Lead Box.
I heard of that.
And, okay, we're going to talk. I'm going to bring this subject up. This subject's going to come around again
Okay.
when I talk about my new and notable.
Okay. Word.
But I think these might be record labels, and what they do is they've got different musicians signed under, or maybe it's management companies or something like that. Have these select musicians that they're signed, and so what they do is they put them together in different concoctions and have them play these tributes. Play on these tributes. So this Lead Box is like, they say like on the cover, it's like it's King Crimson and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and like all these like really big Toto, and it's like all these
what a
really
variety.
big bands. You're like, shit, man, this is gonna Pink Floyd and Deep Purple, and I'm like, damn, it's gonna kick ass. No, it's not. It's like a guy who was in Deep Purple like on one tour.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
so it's not-
Like,
it's not
yeah,
the- okay.
And some of the artists, some of the people are like somewhat famous.
Yeah.
You know, that's not all no names, but you're people you would recognize. But so they just kind of get them together, and it's like an obvious attempt to try to make a buck. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how they could license Led Zeppelin music inexpensively. I would think that'd be one of the most
higher,
expensive,
yeah, legit.
artists' music to license, but they do it and feel they can make a profit on it. The next one is called Livin, Lovin, Played
I don't know this
from
one.
2004, and this is an all-female
Oh,
acoustic versions
interesting.
of these kind of like very indie-ish. No, they're very not even indie-ish, like indie, like artists.
Indie-esque.
And it's very cool. Might want to check that out. Now, here's a really unusual one, and this is from a little bit more contemporary times. The band Train became famous for doing Led Zeppelin songs in their set. They just. Pat Monahan has that kind of voice. He has that kind of range. Mm-hmm. And so they would pepper them in their set, and people found out about it. Then they did it on the Howard Stern show. And when that happened, they really started to expand their Led Zeppelin thing. And finally in 2016, they released an album called Led Zeppelin 2, and it literally is them playing Led Zeppelin 2, the album Led Zeppelin 2.
I'm going to have to hear that one because I love Train.
It is, they're a great band, so they sound very, very good. I'm not sure, but what they did, though, which was very smart, so that people wouldn't get all snooty about it, all the proceeds went to a charity.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
To like help children.
Right.
So
people-
it was for the children.
So people don't bitch.
They did it for the children, Lily. You can't fault them for doing it for the children, can you now?
Well, I'm sure some people did. Anyway.
We have to talk about later on this backlash about Metallica being in Stranger Things.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, we have to talk about
I've like briefly heard of things, but I didn't.
We're gonna have to get into that later. Okay. But anyways, so there are other Led Zeppelin tributes out there. This though, I don't know. It feels more like these are all bands that like Led Zeppelin and really felt Led Zeppelin was a influence, right?
Right.
Does
Yeah.
it kind of
yeah,
seem
for sure.
that way to you?
It's like Zeppelin done 90s. Which I love.
Exactly. And okay, but there's a couple little things going on with this.
Right.
These are all artists who were signed to Atlantic Records, which was Led Zeppelin's record label.
Makes sense.
So it was not a purely like, hey, let's get together and play some Zeppelin tunes and make it. It was like somebody was like,
it's prefabricated.
So I can make some money,
yeah.
Off of this. And interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But so it could be that is, I'm sure it's a little bit of a combination, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Combination of both. So the roster of artists is really like kind of a big 90s thing, with the exception of Big Head Todd and the Monsters, which is a great band, but probably the least famous of all. But they're a great fucking band.
I didn't even know who they were until I did this research.
Really?
Yes,
really. They're a
really.
great band. They had a song on a really big song called Bittersweet Surrender.
Maybe I'll know it if I hear it, but I didn't know they were.
It was really all over the radio in the like very, very early 80s. In any case, but like you have those, but you have like some real surprises. Like when I saw Duran Duran,
right? That's different,
and you're like, damn, and some were like, you went, huh? And then you went, oh yeah, makes sense. Like Hootie the Blowfish, like the song that they do and stuff. So let's go ahead and just go track by track and talk about the bands that are on here.
Alrighty. So the first one is Misty Mountain Hop by Four Non Blondes. You talked about, Lord of the Rings. So the most common interpretation of the song's title involves a reference to the Misty Mountains in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. The lyrics refer to events of the July 7th, 68 legalized pot rally in Hyde Park, London, where there were many arrests. As far as the Four Non Blondes version, from the first sound of Linda Perry's vocals combined with her band's musical support, it actually sounds like we're hearing the original version of the track from Zeppelin 4. As the Four Non Blondes take goes on, Perry makes it more of her own and perhaps the highlight of the album. This is by far probably my favorite track on the album. I'm glad they started with it, but maybe they should have ended with it. I don't know, but I do love their version of this song.
For those of you who may not know, Four Non Blondes was an American alternative rock band from San Francisco, active from 1989 to 1994. So this is this would be kind of on the outside of their existence as a band. Their only album, Bigger, Better, Faster, More, spent 59 weeks on the Billboard 200. Well, good for them.
That's legit.
Sold 1.5 million copies between 92 and 94. They hit the charts in 93 with the release of the album's second single, What's Up? And that's like, right? Like
everybody knows that.
If you go to karaoke, some drunk girl's going to get up, maybe 3 or 4 of them are going to get up and sing What's Up.
They are feeling the moment.
This song, Strawberry Wine, there's like a whole thing that
I know.
chicks got to get up. And I said chicks, got to get up. I said chicks, got to get up. They got to get up and sing What's Up. It's this one, Strawberry Wine, and First I Was Afraid
I know, always. Always.
I
Will Survive.
Gloria Gaynor.
Yes. Always. Do you have a karaoke song that you always do? Do you even do karaoke?
I haven't done karaoke in many years.
I only have one, but I have to be extremely drunk.
To cut down. Originally, the band was all female with Linda Perry, vocalist Linda Perry, bassist Krista Hillhouse, guitarist Shauna Hall, and drummer Wanda Day. Wanda Day, thank you. Nice, easy name. However, along with Day being replaced by Don Richardson, Hall was replaced by Roger Roca before the release of the album. Perry left the band in 94, and the remaining members disbanded shortly after. She kind of is the band.
Yeah.
Like, I hate this knock the other guys, but
She's the face.
I mean, her personality and her voice and everything really kind of just is what really makes that kind of. But Hill House and Hall and Day had been roommates, and started playing as a trio. But after seeing Perry sing a solo performance, they asked her to join. They were at night break at it's a San Francisco club when it was mentioned the trio was looking for vocalist. Perry announced she was a singer. Hall replied, "I know. The first rehearsal was supposed to be at 6:10 p.m., but shortly after 5 p.m., the earthquake hit."
Interesting.
Yeah,
Where is it?
crazy.
Where's
Yeah. Unusual name of the band came from experience the group had in the Bay Area with a blonde family. According to Hill House, right next to us, there's a trash receptacle with a piece of pizza on top, and the kid wanted to pick it up. The mom said, "No, it's probably dirty. What with the pigeons and people?" And she started right at us. "We're not blondes. We're non-blondes." What?
She stared right at us. We were non-blondes.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay, I was like, it kind of threw me.
It's okay.
I thought she was okay. I got it.
The non-blondes.
They were the non-blondes, and the other side were the blondes. I gotcha. Okay. Openly lesbian singer Perry often performed with a prominent Dyke sticker affixed to her guitar. Good for her. Including the Billboard Music Awards and Late Night with David Letterman. Four Non-Blondes contributed a song Mary's House to the film Wayne's World. They also covered Van Halen's I'm the One on the soundtrack for Airheads. They contributed Bless the Beast of the Children to a 94 Carpenter tribute album.
Nice.
If I Were a Carpenter. And Misty Mountain Hop to Encomium, attributed to Led Zeppelin in 1995. So I was really on the outside because it says they broke up around 94, 95. I kind of bummed out. She's a lesbian, man. I always thought she was hot.
Somebody told me the other day that I looked like her. I'm like, I don't see that at all. But thanks.
She was like, she kind of like sang like Grace Slick and kind of looked like Carly Simon or something like that. Simon Slick.
There it is.
Slick Simon.
Slick Simon. Sounds like a DJ name.
Hi, I'm Slick Simon here, everybody. Welcome back. We're playing all the hits.
I hate you. Oh, boy. So the next one is Hey, Hey, What Can I Do? Hootie and the Blowfish. So this is the one I'm not like a super big fan of on the album. The song was released in 1970 as the B-side of the single Immigrant Song in the U.S. Sort of on the country.
Ignorance, they covered the Immigrant Song?
No. This was, I was just saying this is the B-side
originally.
originally.
You're talking about
I'm talking about Zeppelin,
I was like,
yeah. No.
I'm thinking, wait a minute.
No, you got excited
Hootie
there
and
for
the
a minute.
Blowfish
No.
is covering the Immigrant
They
Song.
did not do that.
Oh, we got to stop what we're doing right now. It's not the podcast. Go listen to it.
I don't think they could cover that. It is the country version of the song. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Oh,
so.
I tripped right on my penis.
Oh boy. You better clean that up.
I've gone and made a mess, Mummy.
But I don't have any other backstory on this song because I'm not into it. So
Yeah. This was a band that, like, I will say, like, I just don't like.
Same.
It's not that I'm sure they're fantastic musicians.
They actually are really great live, but I don't love them.
And I'm not like, I'm trying not. Seriously, guys. I mean, you're a great band, but just it's like it just doesn't reach me.
Right. Yeah. No.
But American rock band formed in Columbia, South Carolina in 1986. So not somebody from Southern California or New York City or someplace like that. The band's lineup for most of its existence has been the quartet of Darius Rucker, Mark Bryan, Dean Felber, and Jim Sonfeld. The band went on hiatus in 2008 until they announced plans for a full reunion tour in 2019 and released their first new studio album in 14 years, Imperfect Circle. As of 19, Hootie and the Blowfish had won 2 Grammy Awards, had landed 16 singles on various Billboard singles charts, had recorded 62 albums. The band's debut album, Cracked Rear View, is the 19th best-selling album of all time in the United States and certified platinum 21 times. It was huge. They were inescapable.
I know.
You couldn't listen to the radio for 5 minutes without hearing Hootie and the Blowfish. This record was
Only Want to Be With You. I hate that song. I know. I just can't stand it.
The band is known for its 3 top 10 singles. Hold My Hand, Let Her Cry, which that song makes me want to stop the car, take a baseball bat, and smash the fucking radio.
I was saying Club Baby Seals, but that's fine.
And then go on Club Baby Seal. And then the song Lily Loves, Only Want to Be With You. The band is also popular in Canada, having had 3 number 1 singles in that country as well.
They're really great when you're super, super drunk. Live.
I got to taste this. I've never been that drunk. I'm sorry. And if you're a Hootie and the Blowfish fan or you're a friend of Hootie and the Blowfish, please don't tell him I said it. Just please do me a favor. Do not tell Hootie.
And don't call him Hootie.
His name isn't Hootie.
Because he doesn't like that.
Well, he shouldn't call his band because everybody was going to fucking call him that. I mean, it's like,
no doubt.
Jesus fucking Christ. People did not. Now that's a little annoying. I can forgive.
Now you're even more mad.
I can forgive, the fact that the music doesn't personally float my boat. But, come on, dude. You couldn't call yourself that? It's like, Pink Floyd write that line, saying, oh, by the way, which one's Pink? Look, dude, it sounds like somebody's fucking name. And
right.
A lot of people who are probably didn't realize how hip you were and just fucking thought that. So, you could fucking excuse us plebes because we didn't, we're too fucking stupid.
We didn't get it.
Yeah. Which one's Pink? Is he Pink? I like the old Pink. The new Pink, is good.
I hate you.
Everybody. I think that people in other countries think that is every American.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Every other country in the world thinks that's how we are. I can't blame them, honestly.
Well, whatever, dude. We can say a lot of things about other people's country, but we're not allowed to do that.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing. So the next song, Jamaica by Sheryl Crow. Now, first of all, I want to say I love Sheryl Crow, and I fucking love this song. The title's a play on the word Jamaica.
Fucking love this song,
there it
dude!
Is. I am not that nerdy. The title is a play on the word Jamaica when spoken in an English accent. It smells like you make her. Did you make her? Did you make her? Yeah.
Did you make her?
Crow contributes a delightful version of another Houses of the Holy favorite in her own customary sultry, beachy way.
Did you make her in the bum?
Oh, my. Michael Gold said something here.
This is why YouTube hates us.
No doubt.
They fuck up because YouTube does not like this shit at all.
Crow doesn't disappoint on a tune that was actually more of an experimental piece for Led Zeppelin back in the day. I think this is fantastic. I love that she makes it just like her other music, it says very beachy. It's very laid back. It makes me happy because I love the beach.
Very beachy.
And I just love Sheryl Crow. She's awesome. She's awesome. Have another drink.
If you change your mind on the first in line.
Michael Gold said, Lou, you have slandered one of the greatest musicians ever. Away with you.
I love Pink Floyd. Just calm down, Michael, please. Please.
You're hurting his feelings.
We're having fun. I fucking love Pink Floyd.
Who doesn't?
I fucking love that band. But, I mean, you can't get bitchy about it, though, because people are going to think that. It's a little, hoity-toity.
It is. Legit. Yeah. I got you.
But anyway, so this girl, her name is Cheryl Suzanne Crow, right?
Nice. SSC.
Is an American musician, singer, songwriter, and actress. Her music, she acts like she's singing and playing. No, I'm just kidding. Her music, like her. Incorporates elements of rock, pop, country, folk, blues. She has released 11 studio albums, 5 compilations, and 3 live albums, as well as contributed to several film soundtracks. Her most popular songs include All I Want to Do, Strong Enough, If It Makes You Happy, Every Day is a Winding Road, Tomorrow Never Dies.
Which is awesome.
theme song that was from the
James Bond.
James Bond. My favorite mistake, Picture. Can you play Picture? Every time I played like these hillbilly bars, man, people come up and say, "Can you play Picture?" Soak up the sun.
I love that song.
I do too.
That's my beach go-to.
Crow has sold more than 50 million albums worldwide and won 9. I almost said won nice Grammy Awards. Won 9. They probably were nice Grammy Awards.
They probably were.
Won 9 out of 32 nominations. As an actress, Crow has appeared in various television series, including 30 Rock.
She was in Cop Rock? I didn't even know that.
GCB, Cougar Town, Jon Stewart. Okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. She was in a bunch of shit on TV that nobody cares about. But anyway, so Sheryl Crow, she was a backing vocalist. And I believe toured with Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Recorded background vocals for Stevie Wonder, Belinda Carlisle, Jimmy Buffett, Kevin Gilbert, and Don Henley. There's no surprise. They're a match for sure, vocally.
Oh, yeah. But that album, the Tuesday Night Music Club, that is... I didn't appreciate All I Want to Do. But that record, like, I had a friend of mine, he had it, and he played it for me. But it was really the second album that came out. When she
better.
blew everybody's mind. That I went back to Tuesday Night Music Club and went like, this is a fucking great album. Like, just went, just realized I was like, I was too dumb. And she was to me the 90s Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Like, she kind of did in the 90s what Pat Benatar kind of did in the 80s, especially the early part. And she carried through it. Like, she was in the early 2000s. All I Want to Do, Soak Up the Sun is what, 99, 2000?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I just know I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's a great song. And I bought, like, her first, 4 albums.
Yeah.
Just bought them,
I've seen her twice in concert. She's fun. I saw her with Train, and then I saw her with Kid Rock.
Her and Train would be a good...
It was great. It was a great
good
show.
match. Yeah.
It was the Jeep World Outside tour, so they had this it was super cool at Star Lake. They had a scuba diving tank that you could do. They had bike riding. They had the rock wall climbing. It was a very bizarre concert, but it was a lot of fun. It was very hands-on activities the whole day. I like activities.
We have so much more room for activities.
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for it.
Oh
God. Boy.
Okay. So Sheryl Crow. Okay, so far I would here's what I wanted to say so far.
Okay.
I think so far on this album, everything is really strong. Even though, like I said, I'm not honestly. Hey, what can I? That is probably my favorite thing. The one thing by Hootie and the Blowfish I have to say.
That's the one thing you like.
Cover song. I like it, and I think it suits them, and they do a good job on it. I was skeptical when I saw that they were going to be on this record, but when I heard the song they did, it makes sense, okay?
Nah. It makes sense, but I don't like it.
But these all got radio airplay, was what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
And Sheryl Crow's version of Jamaica was very popular. A lot of people really praised that. So a lot of people, reviewers say that's the highlight of the album stuff. What do you got next?
Next we have Dancing Days by STP, Stone Temple Pilots. The song itself was inspired by an Indian tune that Jimmy Page and Robert Plant heard while traveling in Bombay. The late Scott Weiland and Company offer a solid take on the Houses of the Holy hit. Stone Temple Pilots didn't veer much from the original, but offered a bit more of a stripped-down offering with some swing mixed in. So it's basically very Stone Temple Pilots version of this song. So it's them just doing the song. It's not, they didn't try to completely copy the song. They made it their own, I think.
This is one of the things I will say about this record too is it's everybody treats the material seriously. Maybe not Rollins band.
Well,
maybe not. I don't know. For the most part, everybody treats the material very seriously. And I mean, I think the fact that Robert Plant himself comes and sings on the record, sort of gives the record a kind of stamp of approval, And I think that, I listen to this record a lot, driving back and forth to rehearsals and things like that. And I was tickled by every version. I thought, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, neato. I'm like, oh, that's cool, Just really thought it was a really, like, a fun record.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool.
Yeah, it is a fun record.
Yeah, so you guys know who Stone Temple Pilots are out there, maybe heard of them?
I hope people know who they are.
Also known by the initials STP, American rock band from San Diego that originally consisted of Scott Weiland, brothers Dean DeLeo and Robert DeLeo, and Eric Kretz. The band's lineup remained unchanged from its formation in 1989 until the firing of Weiland in 2013. Linkin Park vocalist Chester Bennington joined the band, but left amicably in 2015 and 2016. The band launched an online audition for new vocalists. They announced Jeff Gutt
What a name.
as a new lead singer. They started as the band Mighty Joe Young. They signed to Atlantic, so again, here's the connection with Led Zeppelin. Irving Azoff, that's his name.
Yeah.
He signed everybody. Irving Azoff is in the movie Ray. He's a really big part.
I didn't know that.
Really big part. He's like the guy who's like really trying to like keep Ray at the Atlantic, and then he ends up leaving Atlantic. Kind of gives him his big break. But anyways, so these guys, Scott Weiland, the band had got together, they broke up. He went and played with Slash.
Velvet Revolver.
Then that broke up, and he went back to Stone Temple Pilots, and then, of course, he overdosed on drugs. He became a rock and roll cliche. And Chester Bennington sang for them for a little while, but then he left, and they brought in. They did like this contest. Boy, how the mighty have fallen.
I know, right?
Like,
I really hate that.
I thought, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know. It's fine, I guess. I shouldn't be so judgy about it. And I was making fun out of being snooty or snobby before, and I guess it's kind of snobby of me, but it just feels so inorganic, or it doesn't
to have a contest
to how musicians should get together and make something really special. I don't know.
We actually have a question if you would like to address that, or do you want to do it later?
My underwear I'm sorry, what do you
From Bill Thomas.
Bit of tea, what's up?
Do you prefer if a band does a cover that they make it their own or stick close to the original?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Here's my thought on it. I think that if you're going to if it's going to be a reinterpretation some way, some reinventing, reimagining or whatever, it better be fucking great. That's all I'm going to say. It better be killer. Mm-hmm. You better really wow me.
Or don't bother.
Or don't fucking bother. I will give you an example.
Okay.
Rage Against the Machine's cover of The Ghost of Tom Joad.
Okay.
Springsteen's version is put you to fucking sleep. It's terrible.
Terrible.
In America, terrible. It's fucking awful. He wasn't the boss that day, if you ask me. But Rage's version, dude, is they're like, yeah, we're not doing all the Springsteen stuff. We'll keep the words.
They would never do all the Springsteen stuff.
Yeah, you can go ahead and just do that, Another one is Mississippi by Sheryl Crow. Mm-hmm. It's a Bob Dylan song. And the Dylan's version is it's like half the speed. It's 49 verses,
40.
It's like a dirge. and Sheryl puts this like really cool like violin riff in it, and she gives it this kind of a cool little beat. It's fun, and she, it's like a more of the length of a traditional pop song. It might be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Very cool, and it's fun, and it's like when you get, Dylan is. I mean, what are you doing, man? There's an old expression: anybody does Dylan better than Dylan.
That's the truth. Yes.
So what do you got?
But thank you, Bill Thomas. We like questions like that. So the next song is Tangerine by Big Head Todd and the Monsters, who I had no idea who they were until I did the research. Also, my White Claw's Tangerine today. They are a rock band formed in '84 in Colorado. The band has developed a sizable live following, especially in the mountain states of the United States. Very 90s sounding, not much to say about this song for me that I just really enjoy this cover this cover of this song vocally and instrumentally. I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times because I liked it so much, not knowing who these guys were.
It's in their live set. I don't know if it still is, but it was for a long time. This is a really good band. You guys should check out. I don't know if we've ever, when we did our bands, you should don't know about, but should.
We definitely did not.
I don't know if we didn't talk about Big Head Todd and the Monsters, but this is a very cool band. Their record, Sister Sweetly, was produced by David Z, who was the guitarist for Prince's band.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's the guitar player in the Little Red Corvette video. He spins around and sings those, "Got to slow down." He does those vocals with Prince. That's David Z, and he's gone on. He's produced. There's a couple of records that he's produced that I think sound fucking awesome, and this is one of them, Sister Sweetly. And it had Bittersweet on it, Broken Hearted Savior, and Circle. And this is one of those records. This record, and then their next record, Stratagem. They have like 3-4 records in a row that like literally you listen to every song, you're like, that's a great song. That's a great song. That's a great song.
See, now I'm kind of mad at myself for not knowing who this is.
It's it's not jammy. Mm-hmm. But I think live they do a little bit more jamming. But they don't jammy on. They don't do like long jams or something on their records, except for a couple places here and there. But it's just like the guy has a very cool voice, and he has these really great songs, like good lyrics. There's touching ballads. There's just like, and they're great players. Todd Park Moore is the vocalist and guitarist. And he's just freaking dynamite. He's got a very cool voice. He's, I think that one of the reasons why they are big in that area is because they have a kind of a Native American thing going on. Just a great band, dude. Check them out, Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
I don't really like the name, but that's probably that might be why I didn't ever listen to them, because I don't like the name. Whatever. Anyway, the next one is Thank You by Duran Duran. The Zeppelin version Robert Plant dedicated to his wife Maureen. It was the first Zeppelin song that Plant wrote all the lyrics for, something he did at the urging of Jimmy Page. This is actually one of the most covered Zeppelin songs in their catalog. Like 14 different bands have covered it. Not the most covered, but one of the most covered. Duran Duran is obviously one of many. I'm not a super fan of Duran Duran, but it is a beautiful cover of the song, so I will give them props.
They kill this.
They do.
You fucking kidding
I know.
Me?
I don't love Duran Duran, but I love
Simon Le Bon is so good on it. I'm like, guys, why didn't you, when you came out, why didn't you do more songs like this? Mm-hmm. This is another thing. I definitely like them way more than Hootie and the Blowfish.
Way.
I actually like them.
Yeah.
I thought they were a really cool band. This band was like a huge part of my growing up, my formative years.
Your childhood.
These guys were fucking everywhere. And then Martha Quinn with Duran Duran coming up next.
This is my first Columbia House
Was it?
record that came in. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I just tossed it aside.
Hungry Like the Wolf. Yeah, these guys were fucking enormous. They were just massive stadium packing band in the 1980s. English New Wave band formed in Birmingham, not Birmingham, Alabama.
No.
Yeah, they're British, and then they moved to Birmingham. They moved to the South to get that. You know,
Like, why not?
I'm lying. We should just make up shit, you know.
We do, don't we?
In 78 by keyboardist Nick Rhodes and bassist John Taylor, with the addition of drummer Roger Taylor. The following year, the band went through numerous personnel changes before settling on the lineup, including Andy Taylor on the guitar and lead singer Simon Le Bon. So Rhodes, Taylor, and Taylor. Rhodes, Taylor, Taylor, and Taylor.
All the Taylors.
Gee whiz.
Too many Taylors.
I guess they were from a family of Taylors.
All the Taylors.
Oh my God.
Sick.
I was anyway. So I can't go back to Four Non-Blondes. I'm sorry, brain, come back. Over here, Lou. Over here. We're talking about Duran Duran. When Duran Duran emerged, they were generally considered part of the new romantic scene. Innovators of the music video, Duran Duran was catapulted into the mainstream with the introduction of the 24-hour music channel MTV. I want my MTV. This is why you wanted your MTV, so you could hear Duran Duran. The group was a leading band in the MTV-driven second British invasion in the U.S. in the 1980s. The band's first hit was Girls on Film. Girls on Film. Popularity of which was enhanced by a controversial music video. Of course, we have to have a controversial music video, don't we? I mean, like...
That's how it works for me.
Exactly. And there we go. Breakthrough sophomore album was Rio.
Okay. I like that album.
Or as I used to sing, his name is Dio and he sings for Black Sabbath.
I have my former boss and I have a joke about the name Rio because Rio is where? Brazil, right?
Yes.
Brazilian. He used to, every time I'd get a Brazilian wax, he'd be like, "Did you get Rio'd?" I know, right? Now that's what we talk about.
That sounds filthy.
It is.
I just thought of when I heard that, I thought there was a big movie that came out around the same time called Blame It on Rio.
Oh yeah, I've seen that
so
movie.
I thought like it had something to do with it.
No,
you know?
Nothing at all.
But the song that like got me was Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah.
I thought that was that's the one I freaking love, man. I love that song. But anyways, yeah. So and they win a Grammy and blah 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 blah. The Reflex,
and they're fantastic. And
of
blah,
You
blah,
to
blah.
a Kill. They got to do a James Bond thing too. You know, if you're good enough in this world, you get to do a James Bond song. But let's move on to Blind Melon.
Out on the Tiles, Blind Melon. Instrumentally, Blind Melon keeps things pretty close to the original. But the late Shannon Hoon's own unique voice actually fits very well with this rocker at certain moments. Hoon's range seems to work even better than Plant's, and he does have a fantastic voice for this song. So
I want to say one more thing about the Duran Duran thing. They change a couple of things on their version, although it's very, very close. But with Simon's delivery, like it really is like their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very good. But anyway, so yeah, Blind Melon, Out on the Tiles. I mean, this is what this is what's so funny about this band. We should talk about them on a pod. We should work in something where we could get a little bit more into them. But they're known for the song No Rain.
Yeah.
That was their big song. And it's just kind of like light, you know, sing-songy, you know.
kind of whiny.
Yeah. But
Very 90s.
all their other songs were like Out on the Tiles.
Right. Yeah.
You know, they were like a soulful rock group, like in a way, kind of like the Black Crows.
Mm-hmm.
They were more in that vein. A little bit more. They had more of an alternative rock, punk rock kind of thing, you know, mixed in with it.
I would have really liked to see where Shannon would have gone with the band had he not been dumb and killed himself, basically. So
How did he?
drug overdose.
Oh, okay. Oh, so no autoerotic asphyxiation.
No, nothing fancy.
Just your
It's a
garden
good
variety.
good old fashioned drug overdose.
Good old-fashioned drug overdose. What this band needs to get to the top is a good old-fashioned drug overdose. Which one y'all going to take one for the team?
Had to be Shannon. That sucks. I think he would still be fantastic. I think he would be like super on the top with that band if he were still alive. Get rid of the clown. We had a spider, and now we have clowns.
So Honky the Clown says the same thing. Here's what you never, speaking of spiders, here's what you never do down here, ever, is turn all the lights off. You never, ever do that. Ever.
I don't plan on it.
Ever.
Why, do they all come out?
When I first, when I got the basement refinished and stuff like that, seasons changed or whatever. And one night I was turning the lights off. And once I turned the lights off and I came down and I went to come downstairs and I opened the door. I was just just enough light coming in that I could see. And I'm like, I thought we just cleaned yesterday. What's all over the floor? 1,000-leggers. Big fucking spiders. It was a whole fucking
Please.
It was like out of a horror movie.
Look, clowns.
As long as you leave a light on, they hide.
Clowns and spiders, and then they made it. Clowns and spiders. Who said that was okay?
Clowns and spiders.
God, who said that was okay? What kind of
Honky
fucking
said
fresh hell is that? Stop.
Fresh hell. There's a song called Fresh Garbage. It's by Spirit.
I didn't know the name of that, no.
They have a song called Fresh Garbage.
That's awesome. Fresh hell's better.
I always crack up. And what's the band? There's a band that has an album called Brain Salad Surgery. Is that Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
I don't know what it is, but I know that he might.
Let's talk about Cracker.
Good times, bad times.
I love crackers. Lily, can I have a cracker?
Oh my God. American rock band from Bakersfield, California, formed in 1990 by lead singer David Lowery. And the reason I'm reading this is because I didn't know who they were.
Bakersfield?
The band.
Bakersfield. That's where...
no, I just don't know the band
where,
Cracker.
That's where Buck Owens said he can never walk the streets of.
Oh, okay. Cracker has released 9 studio albums and several...
Quit saying that. That sounds so
It's
racist.
the name of the band.
It sounds, every time I cringe.
You cringe. That's because you feel guilty.
White guilt.
Cracker has released
Where
9
do I
studio
pay my
albums
reparations?
and several compilations. I hate you. Collaborations, solo projects, and live albums. The band mixed... Wow. The band mixed influences and sound from rock, punk, grunge, psychedelia, country, blues, and folk. I can't stand you when you laugh when I'm trying to read.
I gotta tell you, man.
1993.
I'm a fucking asshole.
I already know. In 1993, Cracker contributed the song Good Times, Bad Times to the album. Initially, the band recorded a rendition of When the Levee Breaks, but it was deemed too weird for the album. So I'd like to find that and listen to it. Here we go. I swear to God, if you're the fucking clown, I'm walking out.
I'm not gonna do it. That actually wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for something else. It was more Cracker appropriate.
Oh my God. But you're not even ready.
I can't deal with Cracker. No Cracker for me. Cracker Barrel.
No, the band.
I'm just kidding.
I want Cracker Barrel
I should
now.
read the...
I really want some French toast from Cracker Barrel now.
Oh, you know what? I got to go to breakfast there next time.
I
Yeah.
haven't been there in a minute.
Cracker Barrel is an American... No, Cracker is an American rock band from Bakersfield.
I read all that already.
You already read all that. Okay. Wow, see, I have nothing to do. I was so busy looking for sound effects.
You didn't listen.
So I was not paying attention.
That's okay.
I was okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I think that this is a cool version. It's cool.
It's cool. It's cool enough.
But again, I don't think I don't know. You weren't listening to this record, right, when it came out?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because it got a lot of these songs got on the radio. This was definitely on the radio.
Okay.
Big Head Todd and the Monsters was on there. Stone Temple Pilots, Sheryl Crow, Hootie the Blowfish, the Four Non Blondes were all on the fucking radio.
I've heard the Four Non Blondes and Sheryl Crow on the radio. The rest, not so much.
I mean, they all got on the radio. So let's go ahead and talk about Helmet.
Custard Pie Helmet with David Yow of the Jesus Lizard. I can't even take this seriously.
Jesus Lizard.
Helmet is an American alternative metal band.
That's what they're really talking about. You know what they're trying to say with Jesus Lizard, don't you?
What are they trying to say?
You know what I'm talking about. You know what they say when you got to go drain the lizard?
Yes.
So it's basically Jesus' penis.
Oh.
They probably wanted to call. They probably went in and said, the management said, okay, what's the name of your band? Jesus Penis. Your name of your band is not Jesus
something
Penis.
Else. Nope, something else.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong, but thanks for playing. Brian,
You
tell him
lose.
they won. Yeah, you lose. Get the fuck out.
Helmet is an American alternative metal band from New York City, formed in '89. Helmet has released 8 studio albums and 2 compilation albums. David Yao is an American musician and actor born in Vegas, best known as the vocalist for the noise rock band Scratch Acid and the Jesus Lizard. Wow. Okay.
Scratch Acid.
His debut solo album, Tonight You Look Like a Spider, was released in June 2013 on Joyful Noise Records. I did not pre-read that.
Tonight you look like a spider. What was it called?
Tonight You Look Like a Spider. You know what? I have had enough with the fucking spider talk.
Spider talk, spider talk. It's a wonder you can walk.
I don't really love this song, but that's fine. Or I don't love this version of this song. That's all I have to say about it.
Okay. Helmet is an American alternative metal band. You already read that.
I did that.
Okay. Now, what do this is what I'm set up to do, and you're taking your
Sorry, I was reading the bands I didn't know very well.
Well, you were talking about the songs, though.
Yeah, and now I'm not on that one.
She's fucked me up. Okay, this is not my fault. It's not my fault, man.
You get to talk about the songs on this one.
Wow, I don't know these songs.
Yes,
never
you do.
heard
You're
these songs.
such a fucking liar.
I never heard of this band. See, I did see what I wrote down on my list. I didn't write the songs down. Okay, you want to talk about the Rollins band? Go ahead.
4 Sticks, Rollins band, the former Black
Forest Dicks. I thought
4
you said,
Sticks.
I thought you said like 4 instead of 4
4
Sticks.
Sticks.
Forest Sticks. Forest
4
Forest
Sticks.
4 Sticks. Forest.
I hate you.
On my 4 Sticks.
Oh my god.
4 Sticks. 4 Sticks.
I need glasses. The former Black Flag leading man was in his own group by the time he attempted to cover one of his favorite bands. Never one to back down from a fight. Rollins lets rip with this cover. The 1995 version was obviously raunchier than what ended up on Led Zeppelin's 4th album, but also seemed strangely more polished than the original. I don't think so. Still, Henry Rollins did nothing to hurt the song's legacy, and his rendition was serviceable at the very least. Now you can read
That's really not nice.
I don't care. I don't really like Henry Rollins.
Why,
Which Lou is going to be mad about it.
Why? No, I'm just curious. Why don't you like Henry Rollins?
He's just annoying.
He's just annoying.
That's all.
Okay. Well, he's a big mouth. He's one of those guys. He's like
which you would think I would like.
There's some rockers that just like run their mouths. You know what I mean? They just talk nonsense. I think. And I like him and Ted Nugent are like guys that just like.
Yeah, but I would like to talk to Ted Nugent about some things.
Oh my!
I want to get him riled up on the podcast.
But Benny was from Van Nuys, California.
Of course.
87 to 06 was led by, of course, former black, the record skipping, former Black Flag vocalist Henry Rollins.
We're a hot
Lily
mess.
loves when I do that.
I do.
I do just to turn you on. They are best known for songs Low Self-Opinion and Lie. They had a big video of that.
I don't know why he thinks he's going to be so cool taking his shirt off to sing, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he's doing the Iggy Pop thing.
I know what he's doing.
You know what he's doing.
I
know what he's doing. Don't think I don't know what you're doing, Henry Rollins.
I already know.
Don't think I don't know, because I know what you're doing. You may have everybody else fooled, but not Lily V6. I just want you to know,
as you point to
Henry,
yourself.
if you're watching this fucking podcast, this bitch right here, she's got your fucking number. You better toe the fucking line. Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know what's going
fuck around. Fuck around. Pretty soon ain't gonna be around.
Send help.
Go ahead.
Okay, next one. Going to California by Never the Bride. Anything? Okay. This is my favorite Zeppelin song ever. Just saying. It's one of their ballads. It was released on their untitled 4th album in '71. The song started out as a song about Californian earthquakes, and when Jimmy Page, Andy Johns, and the band manager Peter Grant traveled to L.A. to mix Led Zeppelin 4, they coincidentally experienced a minor earthquake. The English band Never the Bride was founded in the early 1990s. The band's sound incorporates... I'm reading this just so you know.
All right. And now I'm on to you.
The band's sound incorporates classic rock, blues, soul, and country. They have supported musicians including The Who, Elton John, Roger Daltrey, and Paul Rogers. The band claims that Daltrey praised Lambourne, the lead singer, for having the best female rock voice since Janis Joplin. But she definitely does. She definitely does have that whole Janis Joplin feel, the raspy. It's just beautiful, and I think I like this version of this song better than Zeppelin. So I know that might be blasphemy, but I don't care.
Well, Lily,
I don't care. I don't care.
This song, this version, and this is what there is no arguing about this.
Okay.
Is maybe the greatest cover of any song that's ever been covered in the history of covering songs.
Nice. I knew I was right.
This is my favorite. Like, I'm a rocker. I want to like rock out, but this is my favorite thing on the whole album.
Nice.
It is so good, and they really make it their own. Mm-hmm. Like there's because the Zeppelin one has the folky guitar and all. There's no guitar. it's this piano, and there might be strings. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's the piano. This beautiful piano arrangement of it that has nothing to do really too much with other than just outlining the general chord changes, like too much with the original with the guitar. So it's not like the guitar line was transferred to the piano. No, she's just completely doing her own thing. Mm-hmm. Just we're just gonna do our own thing with this, and to the point where I played this with two different singers acoustically, and both times I was like trying to do more of what the piano was doing on the Never the Bride version versus the Jimmy Page's original guitar line. That's how good it is. It's really fucking great. And if you've never heard it,
shame on you.
Go listen to it. It's real. No, seriously, man.
It's a great version.
It's the absolute best thing. It's the most standout thing, and they put this on their album too, and they should have. But what's going on? They have some records out.
Yeah,
they're putting records out. So I'm going to go revisit these guys.
Yeah, they have a newer one there too.
Yeah, they got some. They put something out in 2019.
License to Bitch.
Oh my!
That's my whole life.
License to Bitch. I have a license to bitch.
I should. It's from 2013.
I really wanted to. I was thinking about a really sexist joke that I was going to say.
Oh, you probably shouldn't. I mean, I won't care, but somebody else might care.
Very, very sexist. Look, I'm just a prick. So,
everybody
you have to fucking
knows.
deal with that. But I'm a nice prick. You know what I mean? I'm not. I think you can listen to us. In a few minutes realize that nobody here has kind of mean bone in their body. We're nobody's trying to be mean about anything. We're just trying to have a good time, and we just think everything's funny.
Dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh boy.
So there's we're nearing the.
Yeah, we've got two more if we're talking about the.
Yeah, we got to talk about that too.
Down by the Seaside, Robert Plant and Tori Amos. Down by the Seaside was originally written as an acoustic track at. Okay, so I always say this wrong. Is it Bronnier?
Bronnier.
Okay, in 1970, and was influenced by Neil Young, which I could totally tell. It was reworked as an electric track during the sessions for the fourth album. The following year, Page and Bonham led the arranging, changing tempo from the slow to the fast section and then back again. Tori Amos, if you don't know who she is, she's an American singer, songwriter, and pianist. She is classically trained with mezzo-soprano vocal range. I think she's fantastic. I saw her one time live. I wish I could see her again. Keep forgetting when she's in town. If you don't know who Robert Plant is, please turn off the program. Thank you. That was fucking perfect.
Finally, 29 podcasts later, I finally got one in. About every 29th podcast, I get one just right on the nose. If you would like to come and hang out with us and get drink with us, and you run the sound effects, I can't give you any money, but it's a good time.
We have a lot of fun, obviously. Robert Plant, the man himself, involved in the song, so it's going to be amazing. This version is a little darker than the original, and Amos and Plant's voices just meld together beautifully. It's like a whole thing. That's all I got for that.
Did you know that Roger Waters was in Pittsburgh last week?
I did know. I did know.
Yeah.
I did not have time or money to go.
Well, because he waters while Robert plants.
You are a cheese ball.
They should tour together.
Sick.
Waters plants. Waters plant. There you are. I'm out.
That would be jokes on Facebook forever.
If I see right there, I need a mic drop. I'll do that instead. Boom. And I'm out of here.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Caught a Light Sneeze is the one that like always kind of stood out for me. But let me see if I can find her discography. There was one record of her. I bought one record and I loved it. Boys for Pele from '96. And I played the living shit out of that record. I thought it was so good. That was still when... Now, we were in a CD age.
Yeah.
But that was still when like you had to go buy an album.
Yeah.
Now, you could go to... what was the place? It was a bookstore. Borders? Yeah.
Okay.
You could go to Borders, and they had headphones.
You could listen.
And you could
listen.
You could listen, which was really cool. That was high tech fucking.
Remember the
knowledge.
wall at the mall?
Yeah.
Like that, you could do that there too. It became FYE.
Yeah. They picked that up after that, but there was things. We talked about what killed rock and roll a couple weeks ago, and or last week, and at that time, this is so funny. Here's the difference in the mindset. At that time, the industry was scared because what Borders wanted to do was allow people to listen to CDs and pick songs, and then they would make a compilation CD
yes,
and sell it to them. And they were trying to get like all the licensing together for. They were really wanted to do that really, really bad, and they were really struggling to get that together. And then the internet happened.
Yeah, Borders is no more.
Yep,
gone. Isn't it like a ballet studio?
I think it was Borders. Yeah. It wasn't Barnes and Noble. It was Borders.
Yeah, Borders. No, Barnes and Noble didn't have that option. They just had Starbucks.
Well, that I do, and like I was out South Hills over the weekend, and I was like, I need a Starbucks, and that's where I went.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Man,
lie,
I read this really fucked up book. Let's finish this.
Okay.
We'll
Full in the Rain, which we talked about earlier. Led Zeppelin bassist John Paul Jones and vocalist Robert Plant were inspired by samba beats that played during the 1978 FIFA World Cup tournament in Argentina. If you don't know what that is, it is soccer. Full in the Rain was never performed live by Led Zeppelin. However, the band member Robert Plant teamed up with American rock band Pearl Jam in 2005 and performed the song live for Hurricane Katrina. Blah, blah, blah. The band is considered one of the... Oh, hold on. Mana is a Mexican pop rock band. Band is considered one of the best-selling Latin music artists and the most successful Latin American band of all time, with over 40 million records sold worldwide. I love the original version of this song because it is danceable. I love this version even more because it's even more danceable, and I thought they put like a wonder... It's already has that feel of the whole... I can't even talk anymore.
That's not what I'm laughing at.
It's a very lively Spanish version of the song. That's all I have to say.
It's really good. It's excellent. And I did a really just like stupid thing today.
I don't even know
about this song.
What?
So, like I was looking for, I was trying to get my notes together and everything for the podcast. And I was trying to get my notes together for the podcast, and I found it on YouTube because on Spotify there's only like 5 songs or something. That's weird. But it's on YouTube, so I put on YouTube, and the first song that plays is this.
Yeah.
And I know that I know this album. I'm like, I know what the first song's in, Four Non Blondes, Misty Mountain Hop, and I'm like, wrongo. So I immediately put a comment in. This song is not on Encomium.
And then you felt stupid.
And then I went and I started doing my research and found out one guy. It kind of is. Like they
later
put it
on.
Later on, it came on.
Yeah.
So they put it on later on. It got tacked on. It's cool.
I love it. It's a very danceable song.
What they do that is kind of cool on this is that when you hear the original, that breakdown in the middle feels like it comes out of nowhere. But what these guys do is they play that as the intro. Okay, so it sets you up for that later in the song. And I think, honestly, this is a good example of, like, when I heard that, I was like, this actually is a better arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better arrangement because, like, always, like, Fool in the Rain is such a great song, but that middle section really feels like it comes out of nowhere. If you ever play it in a band and you play that middle section like that, like, people will be dancing to the first part. When you do the middle section, everybody goes,
they look at you.
they
And they're
look
like,
at you, and then they leave. And then, you know,
it's beer time.
then before you know, people are like, "You suck!"
Does that happen, Lou?
That's the worst. When you're rocking out really hard on stage, and boom, and there's one guy in the back going, "You suck!"
I'm going to do that at your next show.
That's so, like, it makes you feel, that gets you in the feels. It really does.
Then you beat the guy in the head with the
It
guitar.
does.
It's not a big deal.
It does. It does. So real quick, I think we're not doing lyrics with Loudini.
Okay.
We're gonna skip that for this evening. We went really long. I thought we were gonna buzz through this.
No.
I thought we were gonna zip right through this. I had no idea.
We don't do that.
Guys, I'm so sorry if we got really long-winded on these things. Like, but you know, we just were having a gay old time. Just like who had a gay old time? Me, the Flintstones.
Yeah, the Flintstones.
Just like the Flintstones.
Mm-hmm.
Just call us Fred and Barney.
Can I be Barney?
You can be Barney.
No, I want
Or
to
do
be
you
Betty.
want to be Barney Fife?
I don't want to be Barney Fife.
Oh my God. Anyways, I just finished Weave World by Clive Barker.
Yeah.
And first of all, beware. It's rated NC-17.
Oh.
Like
so-
maybe X.
Oh.
You know, I mean, it's like,
All
I'm
the
talking
things.
about hardcore porn, like graphic descriptions of things going into orifices.
Oh.
And,
Oh,
you
is
know,
this the book?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Weave World. And I really like Clive Barker. He wrote one of my favorite books of all time. It's called The Thief of Always. And if you've never read it, you should read it. It's short. It's it's like a dark fairy tale. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. Like what he does. It's about the holidays.
Okay.
It's really neat.
Neat.
It's very, very. You're gonna
Neato.
go when you read it. You're gonna go like, "Oh, this is really cool."
What's it called?
The Thief of Always,
I'm gonna write it down.
which is a really evocative title too. Like I remember, I read the book in college. I came across it in a library,
Nice.
and I just was like, "The Thief of what a interesting
It
title."
pulled you in.
Yeah, I did, and I was like, I ended up reading it. But anyways, that's great. And he has a long, like Stephen King has The Dark Tower. He has a long kind of fantasy epic called Imagica. It's very, very good too. You really get caught up in the characters and the world, and you know it's thought provoking and interesting, and you really get page turner and the whole thing. This is just not on par with any of that. It's just not, you know, and it's really like. It's really scathing against Hollywood, like
Okay.
really like. So I kind of like on my review, I was wondering if he wrote this like right after maybe some movie deal he had because he's a screenwriter and
Yeah.
stuff too, and director went bad, you know.
Probably.
You know, so he was like pissed. Sort of has that. I mean, it's like really on the nose. You can't miss it. So let's talk about our news and notables.
Alrighty, so I have Suzy Moon. Suzi Moon. She's from Los Angeles, California, and she
She's like
brings
Moon Unit.
Not Moon Unit. No, not her. Suzy Moon brings a compilation of experience to create fresh, fun, and amazing new punk rock music with her latest EP, Animal. She's extraordinarily talented. She's an extraordinarily talented musician, and her band are hitting the road and bringing their not-to-miss show across the country. She's touring with the Dead Boys and the Briefs starting in October.
Dead Boy and the Who?
The Briefs.
The Briefs.
Yes. She will be at Jurgles October 19th. I
know
will be
what
there.
they wear on stage.
Well, probably briefs. Maybe bikinis. Maybe naked. Who knows?
I
Who
think
cares?
the Briefs and the Boxers should tour.
They should. I'm definitely going to go see her at Jurgles on October 19th. She effortlessly channels classic 77 punk rock spirit with a
Slow down.
modern twist, continues
There
to
you are.
evolve.
Got it.
She's trying to bridge the gap between eras and not just play on a nostalgia act. It is said that she will be the one to revolutionize punk in 2022. Her influences are Courtney Love, the Donnas, the Stooges, the Cramps, and the New York Dolls. She is fantastic, and she's super cute.
Super.
It's super cute.
I think you will like her.
I will check out Susie Moon. Now, I feel like mine are like, I always feel like Lily's are like hard and edgy and stuff. And I feel like mine are kind of like little, like, not hard and edgy.
You counter me.
So I was, over the weekend, one of the things I did do, in addition to drinking way too much, I think I drank way too much Friday night and just didn't realize it.
Probably.
You know how you do that? You're like, you didn't think you had that many. But anyways, in addition to doing all that, I got on the Frontiers Music YouTube channel. And just was playing around with this, picking different bands at random, saying, what's this? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's an interesting name. Let's just try these guys, And there's a lot to me that I thought kind of sounded the same in a sort of like, they were kind of doing 80s rock, a kind of unremarkable kind of, the songs were, well crafted, I guess. They just weren't real exciting. And then some of them were like, then something would come on and it would be like totally unique and really cool and it would like really stand out. Mm-hmm. And this band that I came across, now we're going to circle back to what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about the Lead Box. Mm-hmm. Okay. And about how these bands were like sort of like cobbled together. Yeah. Well, this is the kind of interesting thing I discovered in my research of Frontiers Music Group's,
I'm ready.
YouTube channel. Anyways, so I landed on this band called Generation Radio. What a great fucking name for a band.
It
Generation
is great. I
Radio,
like the name.
Right? So I started listening. So I put them on. The first thing that stood out was the drummer is the lead singer.
Oh.
And he's got an amazing fucking voice. Amazing fucking voice. And the song is like, it's cool. I can't remember the name of the song. Like all the songs are great. But I'm like really getting into the, like, I'm like, this is really well done. But I'm like, there's something about it. There's something in the song that you're going like, there's something that's familiar here, but I can't put my finger on it. Like they're doing something. So it was great, and I really liked them. So I wanted to hear what else they got. So I flipped over to another song, and this second song, the bass player sings, and his voice is insane, like fucking amazing. And the drummer's singing harmony with him. It's fucking amazing, and it's like so good. And it's like this kind of music. There's a lot of chord changes, but it was still rocking and stuff. And I'm going like, what is going on here? And then I realized what these guys are doing.
What are they doing?
They are playing. They're like playing they're playing new country. Hear me out. Honestly, they just took out the fiddle, the pedal steel, and that stuff. They just eliminated that stuff.
Okay.
And they don't sing with Southern accents.
Okay.
Like actually, a lot of the new country doesn't sing with Southern accents.
That's true. Yeah.
But they just they just quit. In other words, what they do is they drop the pretenses of being country and played what they really are, which is rock. And it really made you hear. Then it made me think about bands like Rascal Flatts, like completely different. Mm-hmm. I was like, fuck, like that really, and it's it's like Suspicion's confirmed. Yeah, that really is rock. Yeah, I wasn't crazy, and but it's really cool. Like if you like your rock, with like a lot of cool chord changes and modulations and stuff, but still really hooky and but still like great guitar playing, like awesome musicianship. They don't sound like Toto, but they're kind of, because they got that kind of musicianship thing going on. They kind of give you that kind of vibe. Like the guitar players are really hot. Like they can really, solos are just fucking sweet. Like it's just perfect. That kind of stuff. Very well produced. So it's not like edgy and in your face like Susie Moon. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like more smoothed out. But it's very cool. I mean, maybe it's contemporary yacht rock.
Okay.
Maybe it's like the new, you know what I mean? Like if Yacht Rock was being made today, maybe it would sound like this. It's really good. You should check them out. They're called Generation Radio and Susie Moon. Check them out. Now we must talk about what the Beatles
did today.
What the Beatles did today.
Did they do something, though? I swear if they don't do something one day, I'll be excited. I see it already.
I know. I was hoping I wouldn't see a thing about the Beatles. But unfortunately, it's the second fucking thing.
Yeah.
But first, Alma Cogan was at number 1 on the UK singles charts this day in 1955 with Dreamboat. Cogan went on to score over 20 UK top 40 singles. Nicknamed the girl with the laugh in her voice, she was the highest paid British female entertainer of her era.
Oh.
I never fucking heard of her.
Yeah, neither have I.
The key is to slow down. I want to go fast too.
I can't help it.
But when you slow down, like, then you can breathe. And you notice when I slow down, I don't make nearly many fuck ups.
Are you saying?
You don't either. You don't. You actually, you're way better.
I don't usually.
You're better at talking fast than I am. But it's still fast.
Oh yeah, I know.
No. Listen,
I can't help it.
No, some people that I respect, like who love the podcast, have said like, it's like a race to get to the end of the sentence. You know?
I can't help talking that fast.
You know, and like she's like, you guys are great, but like, you know, and I know, and I catch myself doing it, you know. So like, you know, it's just something to think about because I know I'm terrible.
I'm gonna read
I'm
really
making
slow.
I'm making an effort.
1964, The Beatles. The Beatles appeared live on the ABC television program Lucky Stars, Summer Spin, performing A Hard Day's Night, Long Tall Sally, Things We Said Today, and You Can't Do That. To avoid the crowd of fans waiting for them, the Beatles arrived at the Teddington Studio Center by boat traveling down the River Thames. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, that's it. That's what a cool thing. And, you know, all these songs have, like, with the exception of maybe Things We Said Today, they all have sexual innuendos.
Oh, no doubt.
A Hard Day's Night. Long, and tall. Got that. You Can't Do That.
But you can.
But you can. Oh, but we do it anyways because it feels good. 1969, David Bowie. Carrie. Brother, man, I miss you. I wish we need to get together and hang out on the internet again. But he would say David Bowie.
Oh.
He's British.
Yeah.
He's David Bowie.
That would hurt my
Carrie
brain,
J.K. Space Oddity by David Bowie was released in the UK for the first time. It was timed to coincide with the Apollo moon landing, but had to be re-released before it became a hit later in the year in the UK, but not until 1973 in the US. Bowie would later revisit his Major Tom character in the songs Ashes to Ashes, Halo, Space Boy, and possibly music video for Black Star.
That was really slow. It hurt my brain.
It's yeah. There's a he had this big hit, and then he kind of floundered for a bit, and then he met Mick Ronson, and the rest, as they say, is history.
1970, Bob Dylan. Self-Portrait gave Bob Dylan his 5th UK #1 album, released by Columbia Records. His 10th studio album was Dylan's second double album and featured mostly cover versions of well-known pop and folk songs. Blah.
I know you're not a Dylan fan, but what's interesting, Lily, is an artist like Bob Dylan could have a #1 album.
Yes,
I
get it.
I mean, like, that's saying the difference of people. Like, there were a lot of people out at that time who, like, they just like the poetry of the music. You know what I mean? And they were just into. So, like, that's not something that would fly today at all. Like,
I love
no way.
all of his lyrics. I just don't want him to sing them.
I understand what you're saying. I got you.
I want someone else to sing his songs.
It's just really interesting. 1970. This day, Three Dog Night started a 2-week run at #1 in the U.S. with their version of the Randy Newman song "Mama Told Me Not to Come."
Sorry,
you fed cum.
I just watched the Beavis and Butthead movie.
I know. I saw the clip with the white privilege.
Yeah.
I peed my pants. I can't wait to see the movie.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
It's hilarious.
It'll take you back to 1998.
Three Dog Nights started a 2-week run at number 1 in the U.S. With their version of the Randy Newman song, Mama Told Me Not to Come, which is also a number 3 hit in the U.K. The song was first covered by Eric Burdon on his first solo album in 1966 and gave Tom Jones and the Stereophonics the number 4 hit on the UK singles charts in 2000. This is probably, though, the definitive version, the Three Dog Night version. You know the song, right?
Yeah.
It had a big revival in that movie, Boogie Nights.
Yes, which I haven't watched in a long time. Bruce Springsteen, 71. The Bruce Springsteen Band opened for Humble Pie at the Sunshine in Asbury Park in New Jersey. After the show, an impressed Peter Frampton from Humble Pie tells Springsteen and the band that he'd like to have them open for them on a national basis. Frampton also said he would be happy to get the band an audition with his record label, A&M Records. For no logical reason, Springsteen's manager, Tinker West, declined both offers on the spot. Well, there's that.
We're not having anything to do with you guys.
Dumbass.
That's fucking hilarious. That's like probably the best one all day. On this day in 75, Fleetwood Mac released their 10th studio album, often referred to as the White Album, the first Fleetwood Mac album to feature Lindsey Buckingham as guitarist and Stevie Nicks as vocalist. The album reached number 1 on the Billboard chart over a year after entering the chart. Spent 30. So this is interesting too. This record comes out and it takes a year, but it goes to number 1.
Legit.
It's like really fucking crazy. Then it spends number 37 weeks within the top 10 and more than 15 months within the top 40. It was the second biggest album of 1976, behind Frampton Comes Alive. Do you know any songs off of this album, Lily?
No.
I think that there is one that we would know. That I remember looking at this album. It's like, but it's the record they did before their breakout.
Okay.
Record. Susie.
1977. Tonight saw the opening night of a new punk venue, the Vortex Club on Wardour Street. London with Susie, Adam and the Ants, and the Slits, and Sham 69. I don't even know who Sham 69 is. So there's.
I like the name though.
Yeah.
The Specials had their second final UK number 1 single with Ghost Town. That's great. Here's when I talk about this one. This is right up your alley.
1982, Phil Collen, former guitarist with the glam rock band Girl, replaced Pete Willis in Def Leppard, who was fired due to excessive alcohol consumption on the job because rock stars never drink.
Never heard of that.
Or do drugs. I'm actually going to see them in August, so yay.
Heart started a 3-week run at the number 1 U.S. singles charts this day in 1987 with Alone. It made it to number 3 in the UK. Big hit.
I like that song so much, and so many people hate it.
Well,
makes me sad.
Here's the thing. Heart was one of these bands that like reinvented themselves for the 80s.
Yeah.
They were a big band. They were like a big kind of like album-oriented rock band in the 70s, which was cool. And then in the 80s, they became like an MTV band. So good for them.
They evolved. 1992, Jerry Garcia, a range of 8 ties designed by Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. One on sale in the U.S. President Bill Clinton bought a set, blah, blah, blah. The collection grossed millions in the U.S. by the end of the year. I'm sure my sister would have bought one had she been around.
Keyboard player from Smashing Pumpkins died this day.
Oh, that sucks. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, this guy.
Do you want to read that one?
Yeah.
1999, Ricky Martin started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Livin' La Vida Loca, a U.S. number 1 for 5 weeks. The song was the first number 1 song to be recorded, edited, and mixed totally on a digital audio workstation.
I don't even know what that means. This song was a guilty pleasure.
You like that song?
I fucking love this song.
You danced to it, didn't you?
I think, yeah, and I think it has a great guitar solo too. It's really cool. No, I remember this song. It was big. I knew every fucking words. I know words.
I know all the words.
I learned my words.
Good job.
A digital audio workstation. You know what that is?
Nope.
That's what this is.
Oh, this is all this.
This is it.
Magic.
Yeah, it's magic. We're not talking about that. The funeral of the Who's bass player John Entwistle took place at a church in Cotswold. What's this? The Cotswolds. More than 200 mourners filed into the 12th century church of St. Edward in Stowe on the Stowe. 2000. This was day in 2002. I mean, they hadn't fucking like he hadn't been. His body wasn't cold. They had Pino Palladino on stage playing with him. I was like 2 nights later. It's crazy.
2004, The Darkness replaced David Bowie as this year's Tea in the Park. Wow, Scottish festival following his heart operation. Other acts appearing included Muse, Franz Ferdinand, Faithless, Scissor Sisters. Sorry. And Black Eyed Peas and Pink. I know who they are.
I like Scissor Sisters.
My brain
That's a funny name. I never put it together either.
Yeah.
I got it now. The Scissor Sisters.
My brain's just not functioning.
I saw them perform on Regis.
Okay.
I thought they were good. The Darkness. Oh, Justin Hawkins. So there's a YouTube channel that keeps popping up called Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Mm-hmm. And like this guy is like millions of views. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And he's like this British guy sitting with no shirt on. Okay. Like, you know, always wearing crazy glasses and just like commenting and shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you? He's a singer from The Darkness.
Oh.
That's why he has all these goddamn fans. He engages with the people.
He's actually famous.
Yeah, he engages with the people in the comments and stuff too.
Nice. That's cool.
But yeah, it's interesting. He just kind of like talks about like what's going on in music and stuff like that. He's a big rocker, you know. He talks about, you know, like classic rock bands and stuff like that. This song was this was another song that was inescapable. I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Tonight's gonna be a good night. You
can read that one since you love it
That's
so
all.
much.
That's all. It was okay. A 14-week run to stay in 2009. There's an episode of Family Guy that ends with Peter saying this, that, he's saying all kinds of stuff. He goes, "Oh yeah, and here's the song your girlfriend probably likes," and they played this song. It's weird, very bizarre. Pearl Jam released their 10th studio album, Lightning Bolt. Producer and drummer Tommy Ramone, the ancient punk rock band.
He died.
Ramones dies.
That sucks. 2014.
Toy makers Mattel announced a new collectible David Bowie doll this day in 2019.
I know, I wanted it.
The question is, Lily, is the David Bowie doll anatomically correct?
I doubt it. I don't think they do that anymore.
Anatomically correct.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who Tab Hunter is.
This Tab Hunter, happy birthday, stay in 1941. Peter Pie.
I cannot even take that seriously.
British guitarist Peter Pie from the beat pop group The Honeycombs.
Good for him.
Scored the Joe Meek produced 64 #1 UK classic Have I the Right from 1946. Wow, that's way back, dude. Oh, no. That's when it was 64 was the song. He was born in 1946. I got you. John Holt, reggae singer, this day in 1947, wrote The Tide is High.
That's a good song.
Which became a hit for our girl, Blondie.
1949, Jeff Hanna from American country rock band Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, who scored the 1971 U.S. #9 single, Mr. Bojangles.
That's great. One day I hope
Happy
they cancel
birthday.
that song soon. Bonnie Pointer, she was a Pointer sister.
Yup.
Happy birthday. This day in 1951.
Benny DeFranco, 1954, from family pop group The DeFranco Family, who scored the 1973 U.S. #3 single hit Heartbeat. It is a love beat. I don't like this. It's a love beat. I don't even like that at all. Based on the Osmonds, the group featured 10-year-old Tony DeFranco.
Oh, they were one of those, like, you know, those groups. Like an Osmonds ripoff that got like a little bit of a hit. That's pretty bad. We have to rip off the Osmonds. Well, get your shit together. The guy from Bauhaus, Peter Murphy. Happy birthday, stay 1957.
I don't know how to say that.
Keith Wallum, American jazz saxophonist.
Good thing you read that because I had to mess
Whitney
that up.
Houston, born this day in 1958. You know this guy.
Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi. It's his birthday, 1959.
Richie. Richie.
I know the next one too, actually.
Suzanne Vega, singer-songwriter.
She did Tom's Diner. Great song.
But didn't she do Luca?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, my name is Luca.
Is that hers?
I live on the side. Is that Suzanne?
It sounds like her. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if we're wrong, who cares? I think everybody's given up on
Mel
us anyway.
Appleby died from cancer,
Oh,
but had a #1 single, Respectable.
that's nice.
Mel and Kim. Remember when you could have a band with a name like that? It's John and Judy's latest top 40 single.
I don't even know who these people are.
I know. What's wrong with it? Lil Kim.
I know who that is.
Who's Lil Kim? Tell us about Lil Kim.
I mean, I don't know much about her. I know she's a rapper.
But it's her birthday today.
It is her birthday today. UK #1 single, #11 single, Not Tonight.
Oh, you don't have to read all that bullshit.
Oh, and she did the Lady Marmalade song with all the other
Lil Kim.
wonderful
Lil Kim.
ladies.
Lil Kim. Her name, Lil Kim. Does anybody want us to say anything?
Let's
They all
see.
leave.
They did not leave.
Oh, you said everybody gave up on us.
I just feel like they did. Michael Goltz is going to the stadium tour. I don't know. Okay. He also has he used to have a rude name for the New Kids on the Block. I don't know what that means.
New Kids on My Cock.
Michael Goltz, Poisoned was a fun tribute album by Poison. Yes. Poison did a whole album of songs. I can't even remember all of them. I know they did Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake, which I much prefer than the original. Let me see. Lou, You Have Slandered. I already told you that one. Lou, by the way, the Roger Waters concert on Wednesday night was freaking amazing. He was 15 feet from the stage. We did the question already. My mom's watching. Hi, Mom. Tracy Sampson.
Hi, Mom.
Bill Damiano.
Hi, Mom.
She's probably like, oh my God. Bill Damiano. Hola, everyone. Just got done interviewing Black Ridge. Awesome band for the one show and Murder for Girls for the other. Bill Thomas. Loved me some Big Head Todd. Bill Damiano. So my current favorite cover is Disturbed's version of Simon and Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence. Yes, that is a good cover. Bill Thomas said Kevin has hepatitis. And
He does not.
Bill Damiano, Chip and the Charge Ups covers The Tide is High. Yes, I do know that. I've heard it. I've heard that cover.
You know what? Let me tell you one of my favorite covers.
Go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Gene the Werewolf's cover of Thriller.
Yes, I do love
That
him.
kicks fucking ass. Very few more people should know about that. That like in the right, if the world was the way it should be, that song should have got like a little
something.
Little something. It should have got a little something. I mean, they do it so fucking good. Oh crap! This is where you hear like when you hear people do stuff like that. What's also fun is when you hear people do stuff like that, you hear, like you do hear like with the Duran Duran thing, for example, like you kind of hear them in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I always find that like really interesting. Then sometimes like with the Hootie and the Blowfish thing, you realize that song. Well, yeah, it really is a country song.
Yes,
You know, so it's like that's kind of cool too.
it works. I just don't like it.
And it's okay. You don't have to like it.
I won't. I won't, and I will not.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Wait, who is that?
I know.
It's Damiano.
But no, there's so that's one of the things I find like really interesting about hearing people cover things. And you talk about the Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Pantera does what's the one that they do on there? Oh, it's really good. Planet Caravan.
I'd have to pull it up to get all
They
the
do
but I
Planet
do have that.
Caravan. But they're that's a cool one. And then Stone Free was a record that came out around the same time, and there was a lot of big radio songs that got played on that. Clapton, I think, does the song Stone Free on that.
Jared Grease actually says that's his favorite tribute.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's good. There's some very cool bands on it. Maybe we'll do another tribute album.
This was kind of fun.
It was just better than I thought. I thought it was going to suck. Well, one of the things I couldn't find on this record, like I wanted to know like the story behind how it all got going.
There was very little information.
So obviously the only thing I can deduce from it was what I said. Atlantic Records, Led Zeppelin signed
Said,
to
"We're
Atlantic
doing
Records.
this."
Somebody saw an opportunity to make some money,
Yeah.
you know, and they told these kids to go in the studio. Here's a couple $1,000. they're not going to make anything on the sale of the album, but they got some notoriety, and I think bands like, especially a band like Never the Bride, probably really benefited from it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
They probably really benefited from it. Big Head Todd as well, and Mana.
Mm-hmm.
Those like lesser known things. So, all right, guys, go to wolfscustoms.online, get yourself a custom artwork done on your musical instrument. Go to rockrageradio.com, download the free app.
Free.
And go to loulombardimusic.com or loudinirockandrollcircus.com and check out what we got there. There's all kind of cool things that you can get involved with as well. So Lily V6, speaking of Rock Rage Radio,
I have my own show on Thursdays called Hot Licks with Lily 6 p.m. Eastern Time on the free app, or you can go to rockrageradio.com. I play a lot of unsigned bands and indie bands and just like a little skosh of some mainstream bands. Also, I will have Attack of the Rising on this week for an interview. So
Attack of the Rising.
They're a good band. Metal band.
So check it out. This is going to be fun. Next week's podcast, we are going to, speaking of unsigned, we're going to be talking about 10 YouTubers that should be rock stars, or that like maybe you put this guy back in the 1970s, he would have been like big,
huge.
or the 1980s or 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
But, in some way, shape, or form, either should be or could be rock stars. Because that's kind of where it's all kind of happening is on YouTube and TikTok and places like that. People just kind of, it's really interesting. So we're going to talk about that next week. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. My name is Loudini, Lou Lombardi. We'll catch you all in the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, guys. Have a great one.